Andrew is going to be with us today from Canva. If you guys joined us last time, he presented for us for Amy, who is with us as well. She's going to be handling the chat today. She is going to take over for Andrew or come back for Andrew for our last presentation or last Canva PD we have in, I think it's next month, maybe month after, I can't remember. But I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Andrew, I will leave it to you and let us know how to capture student learning with Canva.
All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. So today's session is ways to capture student learning with Canva. Before we get started, I would just love to know in the chat how well you know Canva. Are you a new user? Really, you're just unfamiliar with Canva? You could put a 1. If you're using it daily and you are very familiar, you can put a 5. Just on a scale from 1 to 5. That way I know to make sure I can adapt this session for those. All right, so we're kind of in between. We're familiar. We got some 1s, we got some 4s. All right, perfect. Well, this session, I will be covering some basic skills within this session, such as navigating through templates. And I will be able to show you just some different tips and tricks throughout the session as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to quickly introduce myself. Again, my name is Andrew Lopez. I'm a Canva learning consultant. I've been in education for about 13 years. I taught kindergarten, 2nd grade, 1st grade, and then 5th grade. Spent most of my time in 5th grade where I integrated technology into the classroom every day. I'm an ed tech enthusiast, so I definitely was loving that portion of my job. I then became a school leader in 2020, which was the wildest time to do something like that. But I did, and through that experience, I started using Canva regularly and loved it so much so that I applied for a job and I'm here now. I have been filling in for Amy, who has been on maternity leave, but she's back and she will be taking over your district again. And so you'll be seeing her in later sessions. If you wanted to give me a follow on social media, my handle is iTeachBro. I can always answer any questions if you need more support. Just feel free to follow me on those on any platform. To be honest, I have the same handle on all platforms. And right underneath that, I have a few hashtags. So you'll see the Canva EDU, Canva Love, Canva Tips. Those are really good hashtags to follow, and you'll be able to find some really good resources from educators around the world. So definitely give those a follow if you haven't already. So for today's agenda, I'm going to briefly talk to you about what Canva for Education is. Then we're going to go through the student learner journey in Canva, and I'm going to show you different ways that you can capture student learning. And then we're going to actually search for some templates. So you want to be able to have a tab open that's already at Canva, so we can navigate through Canva together and search for certain templates. And throughout, we'll do some hands-on learning. So I'll give you some time to actually try navigating and then manipulating things on the templates as well. And then at the very end, I'll save some time for a closing, share some resources, and answer any questions you may still have. Throughout the session, feel free to ask any questions, drop them in the chat. You guys are lucky today. You have 2 here with you. So if I don't answer it right away, Amy might answer it right away. If neither one answers it right away, please come off mute and just ask me, and I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to first talk about what Canva for Education is. So as you may know, Canva itself is an all-in-one visual communication platform. The Canva for Education is the pro version of Canva for educators. It gives you access to the visual suite, and everyone at your school and district actually has access to this. It's 100% free. So you're probably wondering, why is it free? At Canva, we believe that education is a human right and that everybody should have the access to an education as well as these 21st century skills. The hope is that Canva for Education will empower everyone to create, to collaborate, to communicate in the classroom and beyond. Being an online platform, you have access to this at school as well as at home, really anywhere where you can connect to the internet. And the really cool thing about Canva is that it's not limited to any country. So educators around the world have access to it, which is why we have such vast communities online that are sharing resources. So let's go ahead and jump into the student learner journey. So I'm going to share some ways that you can capture student learning using Canva. So you can capture student learning and support executive functioning with Canva. Some of the type of templates that you can find on Canva are goal setting templates, habit trackers, student planners, vision boards. So I'm just going to show you just some of the templates that we have for goal setting. So if you are, being starting not since we're just starting back up, you might be in the goal setting process with your students for the remainder of the year. So your set might be setting SMART goals. So all of these type of templates you can find in Canva. All you have to search is goal setting. You might be creating student planners with your students. So if you search student planners, you'll be able to find hundreds of templates for student planning. You might have habit trackers. So you might be needing some to reset your habit trackers with your students. So you can use Canva for that as well. And being the beginning of the year, you might be setting the vision for the year with your students. So a really fun activity that you can do with them is create a vision board. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now how you find a vision board, and I'm going to show you how some of the things you can do with the vision board. So if everyone can head over to Canva, I'm going to present a different screen here. So I'm going to head over to Canva myself. So I'm already there, so I'm just going to hit home. If you can all head to the home page on Canva. And when you are at the home page, if you can give me a thumbs up so I know that you're there. All right, perfect. So for those of you that are newer to Canva, this is the homepage. So at the homepage, you're able to, thank you for the thumbs up in the chat. So at the homepage, just very briefly, if you're brand new, some of the most important buttons here on the homepage that you will want to know, probably the most important button is going to be at the top right corner over here, where you see that right now on mine it says Canva Learning, but this is where you can make sure you're on the right account. So if you're brand new, your Canva for Education account is your pro account. It gives you access to all of the pro features. So you just always want to make sure you are on that account and not your personal free one here, because then you won't have access to all of those pro features. So just want to make sure everybody knows that. So in the homepage here on your far left, you also have a templates button here that you can press on. When you press on that, it takes us to this page here, which is the template marketplace. And this is where we can search for templates. You can also do it here on the homepage, right at the top. You just have to click on Canva templates here when you search here on the homepage. Now that I've clicked on it, now I can just type away and start searching. So what I would like for us to do together is search for vision boards. So I'm going to go ahead and type that into my search bar there, if you can type it into yours. Now you'll notice right away there are 10,000 vision board templates. So there is a lot of templates for you. And for those of you that are new, that's a lot of templates. So the nice thing is that you can filter out those templates here at the top. So if you click on these filters here, you can choose the type of vision board that you want. So you can search by style. So if you have a specific style you're looking for, or a specific theme, certain features, you can click on those filters to reduce the number of templates that you see. I'm just gonna go ahead and use one of these templates here at the top. Now I want you to notice when I hover over the template, these two options pop out here. You'll see this little star. I'm going to zoom in so you can see that really well. So you can see this little star here. That lets you save it into a separate folder. You can also click on it itself. And if you wanted to see a bigger preview, you can see that preview there of that vision board. And you'll notice that the star that I had clicked on before is now also here. So this is another place where you can click on the star and it stars it for you in a separate folder. So in case you don't have time to actually start customizing the template, you just want to select several templates, and then later when you have time, you can go through those templates and start customizing. You can hit that star button. The cool thing when you actually click on one of the templates, right underneath, because we have AI within Canva, you'll see this more like this option. So you're going to actually see templates that are similar to the one you in style, to the one that you clicked on. So in this more like this section, you'll be able to see more templates, and you might find a template that you like better than the one you just clicked on. So definitely want you to know that that is an option there. And when you're down here, you can still star them from here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and star a couple of these different templates here. And now I'm going to show you where those templates actually go. So once I exit out of this, let me zoom back out.
Hey, Andrew, before you show where the starred templates show up, could you go back over when folks are searching for a vision board? When you typed that in at the very top in the search bar, could you show how folks need to select Canva templates? Otherwise, their folders and or past vision boards are going to show up.
Correct. Yes, I can show you that one more time. So that's when you guys are at the home page. If you click on the search bar here, so if you're at the home page and you click on the search bar here, you have to select Canva templates, because this search bar is for searches through everything. It searches through your content, it searches through templates. So you just want to make sure you click on this Canva templates. If you want to avoid having to remember to do that, you can just go here to the templates page. And now when you search, the Canva templates is already selected for you, and you're going to be searching just the Canva templates. So either way you can search, but just remember, if you're on the home page, click on Canva templates, and then you can type in vision boards, and you'll be able to see just the templates. So same thing here. If you just click on templates, you can just type in vision boards, because you're going to have Canva templates selected.
Thank you. Some folks were saying that the all filters button wasn't showing up. So I was trying to see if that would help them get that all filters button to appear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be here at the top. Oh, perfect. All right, so I was going to show you when I started where it went. So here in your Canva templates, you'll notice this drop down here. Right at the very bottom, there is a starred content button you can click on, and anything that you star goes to that page there. So you'll see this is the start section, and those 3 templates that I starred are here. So again, if you don't have time to search through them at the moment, you just want to pick a couple of templates that you'll look at later on, you can always star them, and then they'll be here. You can also follow the person who created it. So if you really like this template here, you can follow the designer and see more of their content. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my start. I'm going to select one of these that I chose, and I'm going to go ahead and use this template. So if you can select one and go ahead and click on use this template so that it opens it up, and you will be in the Canva editor. So I went ahead and opened mine up. I believe I need to share this screen instead. There we go. So you should be able to see the template that I chose, And then you should see that I'm in the Canva editor. You know you're in the editor when you see this bar at the top that goes from teal to purple. That's when you are in the Canva editor and you can actually edit this template. So some of the things that you can do here in the Canva editor, since you are using a vision board, the vision board already has pictures. So these are actually frames that you can replace the pictures on. So for instance, if I wanted to set a goal of, let's say I wanted to set a different goal here, and I want to run twice a day. So I can edit this here. I have the ability to increase the font sizes, change the colors here at the top. And now this picture doesn't match what I want to do. So I want to change this to a running picture. So what you can do here, if you click on the left side at elements, you can go to the search bar. This is the way I like to navigate through the elements. When you click on elements, you'll see all the elements here and all the different categories. But if you click on the search bar, you see all of these categories here as well. And to me, it's just a cleaner way of looking at the elements. So I like to click on photos, and then now I can search through the photos. So I need a photo of running. So I'm going to type in running, and now I have images of people running. So I'm going to go ahead and select one of these images. I'm going to put this person here, and I'm just dragging it over to the frame, and I'm able to replace that picture. So definitely something your students can do. So now I'm just making that person a little bigger here. I double clicked on the picture, and now I can make it bigger so it fits better in that frame. So again, this is something your students could do. You can have them set a vision board for the rest of the school year, and then they are able to, adapt it how they see fit. And yes, you can actually do your own pictures as well. So you would just go to your uploads, and then you would go to images, and you would need to, can't scroll down for some reason. You can drag a picture here. So say I wanted this picture, you can drag it into, your frame there. The really cool thing about frames is it's not limited to pictures. You can also put in videos. So if you wanted a video of running, for instance, I would go here to videos, and I can type in running as well. So here's a video of someone running. Let's go with this one here. I'm going to drop it in here, and now you have that video of someone running. So this vision board doesn't have to be a static vision board. It can actually be interactive. So I'm going to go ahead and give you all just a minute or two just to play with changing some of the images. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to ask. I'm going to go ahead and set a little timer here so that we have about 2 minutes to just try and mess around with the vision board. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to come off mute or put it in the chat. And I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes here. I see a good question in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and show you that while you all still are playing around with the vision board. Someone asked if they add another page to their design, how do they add a new template? So if you added another page, like that, like this here. If you just click on designs, you don't have to go all the way back home and search for another template. You can click on design here, and then you are in the templates, and you can search for a different vision board if you wanted to. So you type in vision board, and then you can insert a new one by just clicking on it, and it will add it to your design here. We have about another 15 seconds. Let me check the chat just to make sure.
There was one more question about organization and submitting work. I don't know if you have a suggestion for that one as well.
Instead of submit their assignments, is there a more organized way they can submit without? For that, I would say using whatever your LMS is.
Google Classroom.
Yeah, that's probably your best bet as far as organizing them.
I currently use Google Classroom, but I've noticed the kids have a hard time like reconnecting their Canva assignment back into Google Classroom. So a lot of times they'll try to share the assignments with me, and then I'm getting like tons of alerts, and then I'm having to like go through my personal Canva to search for them to find their assignment that they're submitting.
Got it. Amy, do you have any recommendation on that?
I was just typing in the chat.
Okay.
You can change your notification settings on your Canva homepage so that every time a student shares with you, it doesn't send you an alert email. However, that doesn't necessarily solve kind of the issue that you're talking about in terms of being able to find student work. May I ask, what grade level are you supporting?
4th grade. It's just that I noticed like Adobe kind of creates like a classroom. So I don't know, does Canva have that sort of thing where you can make your classroom in there and then you can see like individual student projects like that?
So there is a classroom feature on Canva, but to be honest with you, the way that Canva is set up, the best and smoothest kind of workflow is, like Tina was saying, staying within Google Classroom. And I know it's multiple steps for students, but that is going to be where it's easiest to kind of collect them. And then essentially once they turn it in as the Google Classroom assignment, then click on the link to be able to open it in your Canva. Again, just to be trying to be mindful of time, there is a classroom option on Canva, but really all it does is create a shared folder. And in order for students to add to said shared folder, you have to give them full editing rights, which then ultimately means they could edit their classmates' work that is also put in that folder. So that's kind of why we really recommend students and teachers staying within the LMS workflow within Canva rather than any sort of like Canva classroom workflow. I know that potentially answers the question, but not in a way that you were looking for, so I apologize.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
So Lizette, we were just having this discussion last week as well. We are working on getting a very quick 30-second tutorial for you guys to use with your students on what that would look like, because you have to create the assignment in Google Classroom and then your students can find it and add it straight to that Google Classroom assignment rather than doing the template and sharing and stuff like that. So we will work on that and get that to you guys in the next couple of weeks. I'll add it to the slides or add it to the pickup.
All right. Well, thank you, Amy, and great question. So I hope we were able to answer that. I did see another question about, can you collaborate assignments? Can students work on the same project? Yes. So your students do have the ability to work on the same assignment. So here on the page that I'm sharing, I'll just quickly show you what you would need to do. Doesn't take a lot to get them on the same project. So here at the very top on the Canva editor, if you notice the the initial A here, that's letting you know that I am on this document. If you click on that little plus sign there, you have the ability to add other people into this project and give them access. So for instance, I can add Amy and give her edit access here so that she can collaborate with me on this. The other place where you can find that is at the share button here on the top right. So if you click on that share button, you can change the collaboration link to anyone with the link can access it, or anyone at the school can access it. And then you would just share that link with the person that you want to collaborate. So those are the two ways there that you can give other students or people access to the template that you're working on. Any other question there? Before we go ahead and move on to the next templates.
Just to piggyback on that real quick, if you don't mind, like so in Google Classroom, you can give each student a new copy.
Mhm.
Is it possible to do that? And then they can edit it as their own.
Yes, another great question. See, this is why I don't mind you guys asking questions. So if you click on share here and you click on see all, there is a link that you can share with them called a template link. So for instance, if this is the template that we want to use for them to edit themselves, if you click on this template link here, it creates a link that would create a template for each person. So all you have to do is share this link here and share that link, and then I'll just quickly show you what it looks like when they when they put that link into their browser. It'll look like this, where it says this template is shared with them, and then all they have to do is click on use template for new design, and then it'll create a copy for them.
Great,
Very,
thanks.
very important that you tell them to click on use template for new design. That's how they get their own.
Can I add a little disclaimer just to just because
Yeah.
this will not, I know like when you're saying make a copy for them in Google Classroom, this does not attach their template to the assignment in Google Classroom. They will still have to do that. This is forcing them to use whatever template you wanted, but because it's not a Google thing, it will not make a copy that now lives in that assignment for you to go look at. They will still have to attach that template to their Google assignment you created. Sorry, I just had to say that.
No, that's great. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take us back to the presentation here, so that way I can go ahead and show you some other ways that you can capture student learning. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. All right, so just going to go to present really fast. All right, we're back in the presentation. So some other ways that you can use Canva to capture student learning is through using templates to activate prior knowledge. Some of the templates that are available within Canva are KWL charts, brainstorming templates, mind maps, visual analysis templates as well. So for instance, for a KWL chart, some of the ones that you'll see here on the screen are templates from Canva. The nice thing is you can edit them on Canva, so that means you have the ability to use pictures, videos. You can use text if you wanted to, so you're not limited to just writing on the KWL chart. You can even add audio. You can have your students actually speak what they know or what they wonder. Exactly. You can record yourself. There could be a video of them talking about what they know. Same with the brainstorming activities. You have access to all of the Canva elements, so you can really, create some really good charts there. The mind maps as well are on there, and in a minute we're going to actually search for some mind maps, and then I'm going to show you another thing that you can do that takes this mind map to another level, which is you can actually turn any of these charts into a whiteboard, and then now you have unlimited space to really brainstorm. So we're going to do that in a second. So another of the templates is the visual analysis. So you have thousands of pictures that you can choose from and have your students do just visual analysis within Canva. So let's go ahead. We're going to head back over to Canva. We are going to head back to the home page. I'm going to click on the home button there. So your screen should look like my screen. Again, if we're going to search for templates, don't forget, if you do it here in this search bar in the home page, you have to click on Canva templates. If you just go straight to the Canva templates, trying to move this really quick. All right, if you can just click on Canva templates here and we search mind maps, again, you're going to get tons of options. So there are different options here. You'll notice there are 2,000 mind maps that you can choose from. And again, it's up to you what style you're going for. I'm just going to click on this mind map that I see here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to just really quickly look at it. All right, it looks like something I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and click on customize this template. And now that I am here in the Canva editor, now that I've opened it up, you have the ability to turn this into a whiteboard. So I'm going to show you a couple ways. This one, since it's not a presentation, the way you can turn it into a whiteboard is by clicking up on this resize button here at the top. And you'll notice as soon as I clicked on that resize button, the second option here that's suggested for us is the whiteboard option. But also, since we do have some newer people here, I do want to show you a couple other options here down at the bottom, and one being the magic switch option here, which is translate. So you also have the ability to translate this before you turn it into a whiteboard. So you can translate this whole mind map to any language you want. If I type in Spanish, I can choose what I want to translate, hit done, and it's going to translate all of this for me. And so now that I click open the document, you'll notice that it's been translated. I will have to edit it a little bit to just to get it to look right. There's other ways that you can translate where you won't have to edit it, and I can show you that also. So let's go back. Let me make sure you can see my screen. I don't think you can see my screen. 1 second, sorry. There we go. All right, so now that we're here, we're going to turn this into a whiteboard. So I'm going to click on resize, and this time I'm going to click on whiteboard. So you can copy and resize it so I can make a copy of it and be a whiteboard, or you can just turn it into a whiteboard. For this case, I'm just going to click resize the design, and it's just going to turn it into a whiteboard for me. And so now you'll notice that this design is on a whiteboard. So now I have unlimited space on this mind map. So I can add away here, right? So on this mind map, not only can I edit what's on here, I can now use the elements. I can use the elements to add more things as well. I can upload video if I needed to. So if I wanted to upload a video of myself onto the mind map, I could. If I wanted to record myself, so we did mention that. So we did mention that as well. Oops. You know what? I think it's only on the presentation, which I will show you in a second. So yeah, so you have access to all of these features here on the side here. You can even draw on the whiteboard if you wanted to. So if you wanted to circle something that someone added to it, you can do that. You also have the ability to add your students onto this whiteboard. You have access to add 50 people into a whiteboard. We are currently at 52, so it's too many of us at the moment, so I'm not going to do that. But if you hit share, I'm going to show you how you do that. You can click on this button here, see all, and you would share a link with everyone that I have not seen. Sorry. So you can share, the collaboration link with everyone. Anyone with the link, you would copy the link, and then you would share that link. For instance, if I shared it in the chat here, I'm not going to do that right now because we have a cap of 50 with this collaboration link. If you share with more than 50, then some people are not going to be able to get into it. They're just going to have they're going to get in, but they won't be able to do any editing. But you share that link, and then everyone will access this whiteboard at the same time. The really cool thing about doing that is you can have your students use these sticky notes. So in the elements here, you'll notice here are some sticky notes. So your students can add sticky notes and type into these sticky notes and leave a message on the sticky note or answer a question. And the really cool thing, and this is actually something that you'll get to try if you do the whiteboard session with Amy. In the whiteboard session, you really dive into using the sticky notes and seeing some of the really cool features. So I'm just going to type in basketball is my favorite sport because I'm going to show you something really quick. I'm going to add another sticky note here. Let's say baseball is my favorite. So one of the new features that came out recently is the ability to sort these sticky notes. So if I just kind of hover over them, grab them, you'll notice on the top left here of this bar, there's a sort button. So you have the ability to sort them by topic, by name, by color. So if you click by topic, it'll search through them and it's going to sort them. It created a category. So if you had a lot of your students just kind of putting in different answers to certain things, you can quickly organize these sticky notes and save you a lot of time, right? You also have the ability to take these and you have this magic right button here at this bottom toolbar. And now you can have it summarize it for you or even create a quiz for you based off the sticky notes. This is brand new even to me. I'm just seeing this for the first time. So you can create a quiz. I'm just going to click on it because it's exciting. So you can, which sport is mentioned twice as favored in the notes? So quiz just like that on the sticky notes. That's pretty awesome. All right, so any questions on this, creating this whiteboard, turning a template into a whiteboard?
Andrew, there was a question in the chat about a time limit to the recording studio. I thought it was 90 minutes, but do you have any other information that might be more updated?
No, I believe it's still that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Oh, Amy, right? The quiz. I just saw that for the first time right now too. So new features are coming, which
That's
is awesome.
new to me.
Yeah. All right, so the other way I wanted to show you that you can, I'm going to go ahead and go back home here. And I used a template that that was not, it was a document. So if I use a template that is a presentation, so I'm going to show you that in a second. And I'm going to do mind map again. Searching mind maps, but this time I'm going to use one that's actually a presentation. So I can make sure that it's a presentation by going to my categories here, clicking on presentation, and I'm gonna use a mind map that's in a presentation. So let's go ahead and go with this one here. I'm gonna customize this template. So now you see I have this template here. So when you're on a presentation, it's actually even easier to turn a certain page into a whiteboard. You can be in, so if you have created a presentation that you use to, with your students to, like for your day, and you have a slide in it that is a mind map, you can turn this mind map into a whiteboard by, at the very bottom here on the left, if you just click on the 3 dots, you can then click expand to whiteboard. And now you've turned that one slide in your presentation into a whiteboard where you have all of those features as well. So if you wanted, if you use your presentations throughout your day, then you could just turn one of the slides quickly into a whiteboard and still do all those features. And then the nice thing about when you're in a presentation is that you have this you have some different filters and options as well. So that is available for you if you choose to do so. So I just wanted to show you quickly the difference in in turning a slide into a whiteboard. There's a little bit more features available. Any questions on that? No questions? All right, let's go ahead and let me share some more ways that you can use Canva to capture student learning. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my presentation here. All right, so you have other ways to capture student learning. So some other templates available to you are digital notebooks. You have flashcards, graphic organizers. You can use templates for the 3-2-1 strategy. So for digital notebooks, your students can create these notebooks where they can keep their writing, and it won't get lost because it's on Canva, or eaten by their dog. So you'll always have access to these notebooks. In order to search for these templates, you just want to click on notebook and then select the filter education, student or school, and then it'll give you these notebooks. Flashcards are also another thing that you can do within Canva. So you can have your students create the flashcards. All you have to search is flashcards in the templates, and you'll be able to find some of these that you can edit. The cool thing about these flashcards is that they can add videos to the flashcard, or they can add videos of themselves explaining the word. So it can be very interactive using Canva. Some of the other templates that you can find are graphic organizers. There are tons of graphic organizers within Canva on different subjects. Some are already ready to go, like you can see the one here on the igneous rocks. You already have one ready to go for a lesson on rock classification if you need it. So there are lessons that are already created in Canva that you can use if you needed to. And then the other one is the 3-2-1 strategy. So if you use this strategy, there are templates already created for you that you can use. We do have a link in this presentation, and we'll share this out with you for the templates for this 3-2-1 strategy. But those are some of the options there as well. I'm not going to choose one of the templates from this one because I want to go to the next examples and choose one from there. But some of the other ways that your students can demonstrate their learning using Canva are through just different templates that are on Canva that are might not necessarily be an education template. So for instance, we have templates to resumes. So you can use a resume as a way for your students to show their comprehension. So if you assign a character to them and they have to create a resume for a character in a story, that's one way that they can share their understanding. So again, we have thousands of resumes on Canva, templates of resumes. So you can, give them one and set the questions on the resume for them, and then share that link to them so that they can edit that template. Another fun template is infographics. So there are lots of infographics within Canva as well. So this is a really fun way for your students to really show their understanding. So they can use these as timelines for historical events, or just to show what they know about a certain topic. All they have to search is education infographic, and then you'll find some really good ones. And in a minute, we're going to try that out ourselves. Another template that you can use is magazines. So you can have your students create a magazine cover. So from my 5th grade class, I wish we would have had Canva, because our magazines would have looked so much better, but we did pretty good. I made a template for them, and they made a Time magazine on an influential person that they were studying. And so they made the cover for that person, which was the cover for their writing. And then they wrote out an article about the person and let us know about just fun facts about the person. And they really got into it because they created this magazine. Another template that you can use within Canva right now, podcasts are so popular. They're everywhere. You probably listen to 2 or 3 yourself. I know I do. So these podcasts are something that we can teach our students to do. And within Canva, there are templates for podcasts. They have the ability to record themselves and record their audio. They have the ability to add music within Canva. So the possibilities are endless there. So that's another way that you can have your students share their learning. There's also templates for explainer videos. So in the slide here, you'll see how they're explaining a certain topic using these explainer videos. These videos, there's already templates for them that they can use, or you can just let them create it on their own. Honestly, they'll probably blow you away if you just let them try it themselves. But also you have those templates that they can use. Another
Brown Bear's Wonderful Secret by Caroline Castle and Tina McNaughton. Official.
Whoops.
Brown Bear's Wonderful Secret by Caroline Castle and Tina McNaughton. Official trailer with 2.7 million views.
All right, I was trying to stop it there. So another template that you can use is a trailer for a book. So you can have your students create a trailer for doing as a book review after they finish reading a book that they can share with their classmates, and other students can see what the book is about before they select it themselves. So that's another activity there. And there are templates. If you just click trailer video in the Canva template marketplace, you'll be able to find those. And then you have timelines. So timelines are also another activity you can do with your students. You turn that timeline into a whiteboard, and I already showed you all the space you have and just all the different features that you can use as well. And I'm just going to show you a couple more, and then we're going to try some. So portfolio. You can have your students create a portfolio within Canva. There are student portfolio templates. Again, if you just search student portfolio, and they can keep a portfolio of the work, all their work throughout the year within this portfolio. They can even turn it into a website. You have the ability to turn designs into websites very easily. So they can share that website with their family as throughout the year as well. Then finally, a game presentation. our students love creating games and playing games, so why not let them try to gamify their knowledge? So you can create games that you can share this game presentation template that they can then use to create a game themselves about something that they're learning. So we're going to go ahead and search through infographics and kind of just edit it themselves. And I think I see some things in the chat here that I can answer as we do that as well. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share the homepage with you again, and we can try to search for those templates. So I'm going to go back to my page here, and I'm going to head home. And so when you're searching for templates, you can just click on the homepage, search the search bar here, or just head to templates, hit the search bar, and I'm going to type in education infographic. All right, so we have some infographics here. I typed in search education infographic, and now here are some of the things. Here are some of the templates that I got. So I'm going to just go ahead and choose this one here. So if I click on it, I can see the preview. I can see some other ones that are similar. And I'm going to just go ahead and customize this template. So now that I'm here at customize this template, I have my infographic. And again, like I shared with you before, you have the ability to use all of the features within Canva here, all of the different elements. So for instance, I have a picture of push. Instead of using this element, I can go to my elements and I can add a video of that, or I can write push and see if I get a video of pushing. So here we go. I like this video instead. I'm going to add this video here in this section so you can see push. So I'm moving it over, and now we have that video that shares what we're having them, what I want them to show. So that's just an example there. I did mention before there's other ways that you can translate where it won't ruin your format here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that really quickly. On the left side here, if you scroll down to where it says apps, you'll notice there are tons of apps, and there's more apps from Canva. In that section there is a translate button. So if you click on translate here, you have the ability to translate the whole page, or you can select certain things on the page that you want it to translate. So in this case, I'm going to translate the whole page. I'm going to type in Spanish. Now, in this translate app, you do get this settings button that gives you more options that you don't get in the resize button here. So for example, one of the options is duplicate page when translating. So it'll keep this as a copy and then it'll make a duplicate of the page translated for you. And then this other option that I think is pretty important here is the reduce the font size to fit. So when you do the resize here, the translate feature, you don't get this option here to reduce the font so that it fits in the format. So that's why I was saying this one is actually, I think, better. So if you click on translate, it's going to translate this page for me, and it created a copy. And notice how everything still fits in the sections, so that it didn't mess up my whole format. All right, let me see if I can answer that question in the chat. And is there any questions on any of this? If you have a question, please feel free to come off mute. Amy, do you know what they wanted me to demo? I'm trying to go up.
Sorry, I was just trying to understand the question. But essentially, they were asking, when you were demoing the whiteboard as a part of a presentation, their question was, would we just share with our whole class an editable link to that presentation? Or is there a way to only share that one slide that's technically been turned into a whiteboard? So I was trying to explain that, yes, but once you give students a full editing access to your slides, even if you lock down other pages, they hypothetically could figure out how to unlock those pages or those slides and then edit or delete your original slide deck. So I suggested just creating a duplicate and sharing that with an editable link so that your original is not tampered with. So it was a long way. And I said, if this is still confusing, let me know and I'll have Andrew kind of demo it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Amy there. You want to make a copy because they will edit your stuff. That's just a fact. Someone asked in the chat if you can use multiple templates throughout a project. For instance, I start a project with student portfolio, but when I add the next page, I'd like to use a scrapbook template and then maybe a vision board template. Yes, you can do that, and I can show you that now. So when you add a page, so if I add a page down here, if I go over to design, then I can just search vision board. And now you'll have some vision boards. They are coming out in the infographic shape. So that would be the only difference, is that it's in the shape of the design that you have. So if you resized it to a certain shape, then you can, have different shapes of the infographics. Does that answer the question?
So yeah, it answers the question, but when I'm trying it, I'm not seeing the same thing you are. Like I go to do the search for vision board or anything else, it doesn't show the same thing that you have.
Got it. Are you clicking on this design here at the top, and then it's still not?
Yes.
Oh. I would say, the quick troubleshoot we always say is just make sure you're on your Canva for Education account. If you are and it's still not showing up, then there might be another issue going on that we can take a look at.
Okay, thank you.
Stacy, if you're willing, when folks are kind of doing the timesheets and all of that stuff, we could potentially, if you'd be willing to share your screen, we might be able to troubleshoot faster that way.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my presentation and kind of wrap this up so that I make sure we leave enough time for you all to fill out those forms and make sure you get paid here. So let me go ahead and share my other screen and we'll wrap it up. All right, here's something else. Not that. All right, here we go. All right, so those are some of the templates here. There are a few more templates. There are not a few more. There are a lot of templates. So you have, if you wanted to do student reflection, you have templates for well-being that you can search for. You have, you could do exit tickets and just reflect on learning, doing learning reflections. So if you search learning reflections, there are those available. You can also do self-reflections of their day. Honestly, that's what I've shown you today is only like 1% of what's available in Canva. There's so much more to offer, and there's so many new features coming out that are just amazing. One of the newest features that you can use for self-reflection, I'm just going to show you super fast, is you have the ability to add polls to your presentations. So I'm just going to share a different screen really fast, show you that, and then we are going to wrap it up. So in your presentations here, if I use a Canva template on a mind map, let's just go with anything as a presentation. I'm just going to use this reading a map random thing here, just so I can show you this element, this a new feature that is available here in your elements. If you look here where it says polls and quizzes, and you click on see all, you have some quizzes that you can add to your slides, and you have polls, and one of the polls here is a mood check. So you can quickly use this mood check just to check in on your students. All you have to do is share with them the link. So I'm going to share a public view link with you all really quick, and I'll put it in the chat, and then you guys can answer this first mood check with me. So create a public view link here. I'm going to share this in the chat, and then just so you can see what it looks like, you can also answer that. And you drop it in, and then we will wrap up. So I just dropped in that public view link. So if you click on that and answer just that first, the mood check, and I can just show you what that looks like in a second. I don't think I was sharing my screen when I was showing the mood check, was I? I'll just, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll just show you here. What I did was I opened up that random, presentation. I clicked on elements right here, and then right here in this element section, you'll see polls and quizzes. I just clicked on see all, and here are quizzes, just templates already created, and here are polls already created. I clicked on this one that says mood check, and it added it right here. Then I shared that public view link, this button right here. I shared this link with you all so that you have access to this presentation. And I see that 28 people have voted, and I can see the responses. So I can see how everybody's feeling. So I just wanted to show you that super quick because it's a new feature that's pretty awesome.